Guys and girls, I was so inspired by all of the comments in my last video regarding the Yeti giveaway that I'm not just going to give away one Yeti item in this video, I'm actually going to give away two. But before we do any of that, it is time to shop until we drop, like we always do. My name is Brendan, my planet is Dad Planet. Let's go shopping. All right, so I walk in, and right off the bat, I see this Kobe Bryant undefeated Nike collaboration t-shirt. Now, there's a medium that just sold pre-owned for $75, and then there was one in a large, which is this size here, that sold for $100. That was brand new. I'm going to be listing that for $100 brand new. What a find right off the bat. A couple of things to know about Kobe Bryant. He was born August 23rd, and Kobe Bryant Day is the 24th, the day after, representing one of the numbers that he wore, and then he died on January 26th. So if you see a spike in Kobe sales, and posthumously, he's still very popular, so his items are always going to sell, but if you see a spike during those times, that's the reason. That Y3 shirt that I have in my cart is fake, unfortunately. It's a collaboration with Yohei Yamamoto and Adidas, but that shirt was not real, unfortunately, so I do end up putting that one back. I'm definitely going to grab this Polo Ralph Lauren custom slim fit, though. I think this is a spring sale for me, white with this navy blue sailboats, men's size extra large. There was a sold for $25 brand new. I saw another one that sold pre-owned for $26, but I'm picking that up. I'm going to list mine for $30, and the reason I'm going to, even though I could find something like that at the bins very easily, is because I think I can capitalize on a quick sale. I think that is a spring seller for me, so I can get it sold within the next maybe 30 to 45 days. So I will list it for $30, take great pictures, and move on to the shoe area here. Very nice pair of On Running Cloud shoes. These are men's. They are, I think they were a size 11. So the only issue that I could see, there's no like heel rub on that one, but there was a little bit of heel rub on the other one. You can see it right there. But if you take a look at the soles on they are basically in excellent condition. So I will probably just throw these in the wash and price them at $50. Every adult in my area right now is wearing On Cloud or On Running as a brand. I see them on like basically everybody, where it's like the younger kids are wearing the Air Force Ones and the Blazers. The older crowd has that brand on. So good pickup there. I'm surprised those were even there because I'm coming in maybe 3, 4, 5 hours late. So this place has already been destroyed by resellers. So just finding those items right off the bat midday was amazing. So I moved over to the carts. I'm actually really surprised at this one right here. So this is an Under Armour Storm 1 duffel bag. It's only the 20-inch one. It doesn't go 24 inches. But I'm picking this up because the sell-through rate was very surprising. There's only 15 of these listed, but 34 have sold in the last 90 days. I have a really unique color here in that it's like black and neon green, but that sell-through rate is the reason I'm picking this up. I don't buy a lot of duffel bags in general, and I don't buy a lot of Under Armour, even though it's probably a good brand for resale. It's just not a brand that I'm like great at yet, but that surprised me, and for that reason, I'm picking that up. It's going to cost me $6. I'm going to list it for $30, and then I'm definitely grabbing this AGD vintage Cincinnati Bengals hat. There was a recent sold comp on this exact hat for $40. This one's got a little bit of wear on. I mean, you can see like, sweat marks on the inside. That doesn't usually deter most people. Spell out is the term that I'm going to use, FYI, to set my listing apart when I do list that Cincinnati Bengals hat. They're very popular right now. They have a very likable quarterback in Joe Burrow. He's an Ohio guy. Interest in Cincinnati Bengals items is definitely elevated because they've been a perennial playoff team recently. So I've got a lot of things going for me in that realm, but I think $40 for that hat is definitely the appropriate price to list it at, especially since the recent sold comp for $40 was in there. I don't think I can push that to $50, but again, to get me to stand out, I'm going to use spell out because people do use that as a keyword when they're sorting items to purchase. So look at some of the holiday items here. Anytime I see Cracker Barrel, I tend to look it up. Not every Cracker Barrel item sells, but I've just become accustomed to it because I'm so surprised at how much of their like retail items do sell very well. So this is a fiber optic church. I think it said Frosted Woods. Checked it out, had the plug, no damage, and I know this is probably like maybe a winter seller, but I think it's a $60 sale for me, and ultimately I'm trying to continue to keep my average sales price high, so I'm gonna pick that up. It cost me $9 again. I'm gonna list it for $60. I really liked this Stephen Barry's Hulkamania hoodie. Unfortunately, there's no value here. The solds are pretty poor with this collaboration between WWE or Hulkamania and Stephen Barry, so I end up putting it back. I did like it though. I was surprised that it wasn't as good of a seller as I hoped it to be, but that happens often. Same here with this John Lennon shirt. I'm gonna leave this one behind. I think even with brand new with tags, there's probably some money here, but I just wasn't convinced looking at the solds. But it really doesn't matter because this is the home run. So this is a Disney Parks Tommy Bahama Aloha Camp Hawaii shirt with Mickey on the front. This is just amazing. Now, this is a big time bolo. Everyone should keep their eye out for these silk shirts from Disney Parks and Tommy Bahama. If this was brand new, I would be listing it for $250. The fact that it's pre-owned, I'm going to have it. I'm going to list it for $125. I can't remember if it was a size large or an extra large. I actually did the drafts last night, but I was starting to get loopy towards the end of the night, so I don't remember, but I think it was a large, and I'm listing it for $125. Big time bolo. There was a recent one that sold, I think, a medium for $100. I had the comps on the screen for you as always, but that was an amazing find. I'm super satisfied with that. Now, I have to preface this next portion here. I don't work for Patagonia. I'm not an affiliate of Patagonia. They're not sending me stuff to plant strategically in these videos for me to just mysteriously find all the time. But here we go again. This one, however, this is a vest, and it's a men's size small. I have my doubts as to the authenticity of this item. Now, there is one listed as a very rare R1 men's vest for $125. But I have my doubts as to if this is actually real or not. So when we get home, we're going to look at it a little bit closer. We're going to talk about stitching and embroidery. We're going to look at the tag a little bit because I'm kind of 50-50 right now, and I don't know if I'm going to list this or not. So we're going to take it home, look at it a little bit closer, and then we'll try to come up with a decision together because I am unsure, but it is in my cart and I did purchase it. So let's check the rack to see if there's anything else here that looks interesting. But I swear, guys, I don't know what's going on with me in Patagonia, but it is what it is. Now that I think about it, I just got an offer last night on one of my Patagonia jackets, one of the green ones that I sourced for you folks on camera recently. I think the offer came in at $50. I have it listed at $70. I did not counter, and I will do that often. I will just simply decline an offer. And if somebody comes back on that same item and makes another offer, then I know they're really interested, and that's when I'll start the counter offer game, just as a little bit of a, I don't know if you call it a pro tip, but it is a way for me to kind of weed out sort of tire kickers, if you will. So just a little bit of a behind the scenes strategy there. We got a couple of new carts, I think, so let's take a look at some of the stuff that just rolled out here. I probably should have looked at that desk jet a little bit closer, but I'm good on electronics for the short term. I really don't want to go through a bunch of testing. You guys saw me test that coffee machine, the Breville, recently. I'm going to get that listed here in the next day or two. That was exciting, but I don't want that stuff to accumulate, so I'm kind of passing it up in lieu of some things that are a little bit easier to list. This is a good example of one that's going to be easy. Now, it does have its issues here. So this is a vintage lava light lava lamp. It's the 16.5 inch size. Got a little bit of damage right there on the silver base, and it's missing the top cap, the protective cap that goes over that bottle cap. So if this were complete and it didn't have the damage, it's something that I would be listing for $125. I think there's a recent sold comparable for $100. What I'm going to do here is just make a business decision. It's going to cost me $8. I'm going to list it with very good pictures. I've already tested it and it works perfect and it looks beautiful. I'm going to list it for $40 in hopes to move it really quickly. And leave it at that. Now I could try to order that top cap. I went to Lava Light's website. They're completely out of bulbs. I didn't even see replacement caps on their site. And so I'm going to let somebody else deal with that and just give them a really good deal on what is otherwise a $125 to $150 lava lamp. And the reason I know that that is what they are worth, even with that $100 sales, because that's what I sell them for regularly at that price. So good deal on that one. And the last thing I'm going to grab here before we go home is this Crosby, Stills and Nash wooden ships vintage 1994 single stitch concert tee. This isn't a rare one, but it will sell in the $30 to $35 range, even with the little hole at the top. Sometimes with vintage shirts, the holes add value, so I'm not worried about that in any way, shape, or form. All right, let's look at that Patagonia vest. The first thing I want to look at here with you folks is this tag. To me, this doesn't look like an official Patagonia tag at all. The spacing on the letters looks a little bit off, among other things. It says P8 on the back. The next thing that's throwing me off is made in USA. It's not proper English, so that's another thing. All of the spelling looks correct at first glance, but I could be wrong there. The next thing I'm looking at is the style, 4008 1S, like 1S6. Nothing comes up under that style code. So we've got a couple of red flags here, including the way the tag looks. The next thing here is the stitching or the embroidery. It's just, it looks low quality. I wonder if we can see what it looks like on the other side. That's what it looks like on the other side. That doesn't look like proper spacing, if you're asking me. So those are a couple of red flags, and this tag looks just like the one that is currently listed. So there's that. On the other hand, this stitching looks phenomenal. The stitching looks excellent, basically on every part of the garment, including on the inside here. So that's kind of crazy. So we have a couple of things here that are really confusing to me. Yes, this all looks off. The stitching and the quality that I feel is pretty incredible here. And then there's the part where if you're gonna fake an item, why would you fake this very basic men's vest in a size small? This isn't a $1,000 jacket. So to me, there's a lot of things here that don't make sense. Quality and stitching looks great, and some of the other things, not so much. Now, another reason that that could in fact be a real garment is it's highly possible that that thing just slipped through quality control. If we were talking about a brand like Louis Vuitton or even Gucci, it's highly unlikely that that would pass through an inspection. But if we're talking about Patagonia and we're talking about that garment, somebody was doing that embroidery manually, doing the tag manually. It's very possible that it just was an off day. That does happen. I've been in seamstress forums and I've seen enough discussions regarding quality control, and you can actually see some of the jerseys that like Nike and Reebok manufacture and produce. The stitching can be off, the embroidery can be off, and it can still be authentic. So all of those things combined, it's just, I'm still 50-50. I really don't know. What do you think? All right, let's give away the Yeti Rambler first. Pop the video link in here. Let's include replies. We're going to filter duplicates. We don't need any of the rest of this stuff. And then I think we have to solve the problem. Let's get the comments here. Amount of unique comments, 316. And let's pick the first winner. First winner is Sue. Congratulations. Email me at dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. I will send you the Yeti tumbler, the Yeti Rambler, and now the bonus giveaway for the Yeti Colster. We're going to do that next. I don't know if I can just pick another winner. I can. Okay, so winner number 2 for the Yeti Colster is Tammy Rains. Thank you both so much. dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. email me your details. I will ship those out to you for free for being a subscriber. Thank you so much. All right, I spent $51 that trip, and my total listed value for all of the items you saw me source in today's video comes to $510. So another wonderful sourcing trip, and as always, I am super thankful for each and every one of you for coming along for the ride, and congratulations to the Yeti tumbler winners. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. Hit that subscribe button, you know the drill. I'll see you in the next one.